Andzrej Fonfara wins a 12-round unanimous decision over Nathan Cleverly. Now, I expected this fight to go the distance. As I said in my prediction video, I expected Fonfara to win on points. I expected this fight to be competitive. I expected Cleverly to win rounds. But I didn't expect this fight to turn out to be the best light heavyweight fight I've seen in years. And I'm not exaggerating, people. This was a great fight. It was non-stop, toe-to-toe action, literally from the opening bell. And they did not stop until the final bell. And it wasn't no backyard brawl type action. This was good quality punches from both men. It weren't crude slugging. It was good quality punching from both guys. Non-stop for 12 rounds. Now, there was no knockdowns. The only person who was hurt at any point in the fight was Nathan Cleverly. He was about halfway through the fight, and Fonfara, his corner told him to switch to the uppercut because Cleverly was bobbing and weaving and whatnot as he was coming at Fonfara. And it was a bit difficult for Fonfara to catch him with a straight right hand. So his corner told him switch to the uppercut. And he went ham with the uppercut after they told him that. And other than that, no one was hurt. No knockdowns, as I say. But just good quality, solid, non-stop, toe-to-toe action for the entire fight. Great fight. Cleverly had some damage in his mouth. He had a cut inside his mouth. He had a bust nose, and he had a really badly swollen ear where Fonfara had been catching him with right hands, I believe, on his left ear. Fonfara was pretty much unscathed. And as I said in my pre-fight video, my prediction video, these two guys are very similar stylistically. And I think you saw that in the fight, and the commentators were talking about that in the fight, how similar these guys were stylistically, with Cleverly being the faster of the two and Fonfara having more power. And the longer the fight went, early in the fight, I think Cleverly's speed was the deciding factor. Cleverly won most of his rounds earlier on in the fight. And at points, I felt Fonfara was a little bit overwhelmed by Cleverly's speed, because it was points where Cleverly was teeing off with combinations on Fonfara. And it's like Fonfara couldn't even get out of first gear at times. He was a little bit overwhelmed by Cleverly's speed early in the fight. But the longer the fight went, Fonfara's extra power started to tell. And as I say, he managed to hurt Cleverly about halfway through the fight. And from there on in, you could tell the weight of Fonfara's shots were getting to Cleverly more and more as the rounds went by. Now, the rounds were so close. A lot of the rounds were so close. You could have interpreted them either way. Some people are going to feel Cleverly won, but I feel most people will probably say that Fonfara won, particularly for the fact that his punches were more damaging. Cleverly was landing, but he never seemed to bust Fonfara's nose or bust his lip or do any perceptible damage to Fonfara, whereas when Fonfara was landing clean on Cleverly, it was busting Cleverly's face up. And I know that's not anything to do with scoring a fight, but I'm just talking about public perception. They're going to look at that and they're going to remember the fact that Fonfara hit him with this uppercut and blood flew out of Cleverly's mouth and all that kind of stuff. So I think most people are going to agree with the judge's decision, but I think there may be a few people out there that feel like Cleverly won enough of those early rounds to maybe eke out a decision, maybe a draw, something like that. Let me know how you scored the fight in the comment section below. I wasn't actually scoring it round by round. I was attempting to early on in the fight, but I was just so engrossed in the action. It was such a good fight that scoring it went out the window, and I was just happy to watch the event, man. Really good fight. If you didn't watch it, hopefully they'll upload it to the PBC boxing channel and you'll be able to catch it there, because this really was one of the best light heavyweight fights I've seen in years. I can't remember a light heavyweight fight this good in recent years. Someone said the Pascal Kovalev fight was good, but I didn't really think that was a good fight. It was a fairly one-sided fight. Pascal threw a few wild swinging shots here and there, but that fight wasn't that good. This fight was non-stop action for 12 rounds. In your face, toe-to-toe, constant combination punching exchanges for 12 rounds. That's the best light heavyweight fight I've seen in years. May not be between the two best fighters, no. But for action, you tell me a light heavyweight fight you can remember in the past 4 or 5 years that was as good as that. That was a great fight. So, yeah, drop your comments below if you saw the fight. If you didn't, try and find it somewhere on YouTube or elsewhere on the internet and watch it and see what you think for yourselves, and drop your feedback in the comment section below. Let me know what you felt about the fight. Where do both fighters go from here? Fonfara, maybe a rematch with Stevenson. Maybe he could fight Jürgen Brähmer. It could go that direction. Maybe you could target a fight with Sergey Kovalev. He is an Al Heyman fighter now, so I don't know how easy that's going to be. And as for Nathan Cleverly, this was Cleverly's best performance in a long time. Even though he lost this fight, he looked rejuvenated in terms of his confidence. He was very, very confident in this fight. He was rejuvenated in terms of his confidence, his energy. So Nathan Cleverly has a lot of positives to take from this, even though he did lose. And one thing I'll say for Cleverly, which I can't say for a lot of British fighters, is that whenever I've seen Nathan Cleverly fight in the States or away from home, he always looks extremely relaxed. Even before he gets in the ring, he looks happy and relaxed. It's like he might be one of those guys who actually feels more comfortable fighting away from home than he does fighting at home. He might be one of them kind of guys. Every time I've seen him fight in America, even the first time he ever fought in America, this guy was totally at ease. Whereas the first time I saw Kell Brook fight in America on some undercard, I can't remember whose undercard he was on, he was just fighting some journeyman and Kell Brook looked nervous as hell. Strange, you know, he was fighting a nobody and he looked nervous as hell. Whereas Cleverly seems so comfortable fighting away from home, particularly in the States. So yeah, I think Cleverly, he's definitely got some miles left on the clock. He can definitely do a few things in the light heavyweight division. He ain't going to beat no Sergey Kovalev because that's the person, apparently he's targeting a rematch with Kovalev or possibly a shot against Stevenson. He might be able to get the Stevenson fight, you know, Nathan Cleverly. He might be able to get that fight if Stevenson remains champion for, you know, any extended period of time, because putting on a performance like that against Fonfara on PBC, that's going to sell. Fonfara's got a following in the United States, big Polish community over there. A fight like that is going to do Nathan Cleverly's stock a world of good in the United States and in the eyes of Al Heyman. So he's going to say, you know what? Yeah, I can put him in with Adonis Stevenson. He's not a big puncher. It's not going to, it shouldn't jeopardize Stevenson's possible fights with Kovalev or Beterbiev. So yeah, I'll put him in with Stevenson. Why not? Or maybe even the Fonfara rematch. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about there, people. Drop it up in the comment section below and let me know what you think. It's happening. I'm out.